Welcome to the Loch Ness Monster investigation. In this documentary, we will try to uncover the mystery of Scotland's most famous legend, the Loch Ness Monster. Get ready for the ultimate documentary experience. Scotland is located at the north of the United Kingdom. In Scotland there is a small place called Loch Ness. Loch Ness is full of nice scenery, but it is also home to an incredibly mysterious lake. But why is this lake so famous? We will find out. Since humans first found the Loch Ness Lake, there has been thousands of sightings of a tremendously bizarre underwater sea monster named the Loch Ness Monster, also nicknamed Nessie. Ever since people have had sightings of Nessie, hundreds of pictures and videos have been taken of this strange beast. And not just that, what about the evidence of boats with damage that looks like it's been done by a giant creature? James, do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster?
Why, yes I do.
Do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster?
I do believe in the Loch Ness Monster because I believe that there is something in the loch, but I'm not sure that I believe that it is a monster.
Do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster?
Half and half. I do believe in it, I don't believe in it.
Do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster?
No, I don't.
The Loch Ness Monster is supposed to look like a giant snake with 2 or 4 large fins and a long neck which sticks out of the water. The most common size of this creature, based on the sightings, is about the size of a small house, and it is also underwater most of the time. Not many know why there would be a giant creature almost the size of a whale in the lake, but many people think that it could be a species of dinosaur that has survived the extinction. There is a lot of prehistoric life which looks like Nessie, so it might be possible that somehow this species has survived and has got trapped inside the Loch Ness Lake and is still alive today. This has also happened in the past, when a bunch of people were fishing on a boat and they had caught a fish called the coelacanth, which was supposed to have been extinct for millions of years. So it could be possible that Nessie survived. What do you think it is that's down there?
A lot of dirt. A lot of brown monkey dirt. It's probably a monster.
What do you think is down there?
No, I have no idea. There's supposed to be a whole family of plesiosauruses.
So you think it would be a surviving plesiosaur that lives down in there?
Exactly.
Yeah, for you.
I don't think that there's a creature down there. I think it might just be like lots of seaweed or sewage that somebody's seen and mistaken.
Well, I think this is the really, really interesting part about the mystery of Loch Ness, because there's a lot of different theories about what is down there, and I think the most popular theory is that it's actually a plesiosaur, which is a marine reptile with long necks and big flippers, which are thought to have died out about 70 million years ago. And the theory goes that at some time during the last ice age, a plesiosaur or a family of plesiosaurs would have swum through to the loch and would have been trapped in the loch after the ice age. But there's some problems with that theory because plesiosaurs were actually mammals, so they would have had to come to the surface really, really often to breathe air. So if there was a plesiosaur down there, we would see it really often because it would have to keep coming up for air. And also they eat an awful lot of food, so there's not really enough fish or plankton in the loch to maintain a plesiosaur or a family of plesiosaurs. So that's the most popular theory, but I personally don't think that's realistic. There's other theories that have been suggested. So one of the other main theories is that it might be a giant eel. So I've got a picture of a giant eel here. I don't know whether you can get that well on camera. Okay, so that's a giant eel, and this is a conger eel. And the largest eel, which is the conger eel, would only reach about a quarter of the size of what has been reported for the Loch Ness Monster. So it doesn't quite fit the size of the Loch Ness Monster, but the way the eels move is that they're quite kind of wiggly up and down, so it would fit some of the descriptions of the monster surfacing from the water. So I think that the conger eel might be a big possibility. Okay, and the other possibility that I think seems quite realistic and quite exciting is that it could be a giant sturgeon. So, for example, the biggest sturgeon ever recorded was from a river in Russia, and it was 27 feet long, and it was thought to have lived for up to 200 years. So it's actually a fish which comes into fresh water to spawn, and it has, when it moves, it has this kind of up and down motion. So I think that a sturgeon is another likely candidate for the Loch Ness Monster. Or my other theory is that it could be some kind of marine wildlife that hasn't yet been discovered, because there's an awful lot of fish and wildlife that we just don't know about.
There could be more than one Loch Ness Monster, even different types of Loch Ness Monster too.
Yes, I believe there is.
How many do you think there are?
There could be 5, maybe hundreds.
Do you think there is more than one Loch Ness Monster?
Definitely. I think whatever is down there, for it to have survived for this length of time, it has to be breeding, and there has to be more than one. So maybe...
Okay, so you think perhaps there is one Loch Ness Monster? Do you think maybe there's more than one?
There could be 2, there could be a baby Loch Ness Monster. It's actually 3, a mother and a daddy.
Well, if there's a baby there would have to be 3, wouldn't there?
Oh, the baby one could be the only one alive. It's tiny. The Loch Ness Monster. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well that's alright.
If the Loch Ness Monster did survive, it would need plenty of food because of its size. The Loch Ness is full of species of fish, but the bigger fish should be deeper underwater, and the Nessie would need a lot of space to swim in. So most of the time Nessie would probably be around the middle of the lake, deep in the water. Many boat expeditions to find the Loch Ness Monster have found only small amounts of evidence that there might be something big down there in the lake. All the sonar and underwater footage has been analysed by scientists, but the evidence isn't good enough for them to work out if it is Nessie or not. The sightings of Nessie are still going on today, and since Loch Ness is a tourist attraction, there has been a lot more sightings.
How big do you think our monster is, our Nessie?
Well, the loch is really, really deep, so it could be huge, but the problem is that there's not an awful lot of plant life or fish in the loch. So I think possibly some of the reports may have been over-exaggerated. I don't think it'd be 7 or 8 metres long.
Oh, possibly big enough. Possibly 100 feet long.
Crumbs. 100 feet. What do you think it looks like? This thing that may or may not be the Loch Ness Monster.
Looks like you, Gareth. Looks like you. I mean, it's probably like a dragon shape, like a dragony type of thing, like a sea serpent dragon.
And how big do you think that it is?
Size of the kitchen in North Rye.
Very precise. Good. Right. Why do you think it's very popular for people to believe in the Loch Ness Monster?
I think it's because it's sort of like a superficial thing and people believe in fantasy things, and it's just, I think it's mainly as well somebody's made it up because there's not many tourists that go there. So if you make something up like there's a monster, you're going to get loads of people coming and spending money in that city and things.
Aha. What would it take for you to believe in the Loch Ness Monster?
I think that it would if I went to the Loch Ness and the monster actually jumped up and I've seen it for my own eyes, that is the only way that I believe.
Alright. What would you do if you saw it?
I'll take a photograph of us of real life.
What would you do with that photograph?
Hmm?
What would you do with the photograph?
Well, it shows the governments. That could go into the things that they're hiding. So they think of us.
Do you think you'd be scared if you saw the Loch Ness Monster?
Actually, I'd rather be interested and fascinated.
What would you do if you saw it, and how would you feel?
I'd feel like, oh, there is something known as a Loch Ness Monster.
You'd be quite calm about it, wouldn't be scared?
No. I saw it, I'd probably think, oh, Loch Ness Monster, but if tons of people saw it, I'd think, alright, me probably tell anybody, but if it's just me, I wouldn't tell anybody.
Oh,
It'd be my secret.
Thank you for watching the Loch Ness Monster investigation.